You take some chocolate and some lobster and some eggs and some pie, and then you mix it in your body and shit it all out. You
Take some chocolate, take some lobster, take eggs and some pie, mix it in your body and shit it all out.
Corny. You record. Be the table. They're live.
What'd you say?
Oh my god.
Dude, I was seeing that last night when we were playing Magic, and you just hear from the other side of the room, like Adrian was like, "Shut up!" I kept singing it.
Shut up, Jordan.
Yeah, I kept singing it all morning.
I feel like Adriana says that a
I
lot.
didn't realize your phone was red.
Yeah.
Was it like that? Like
AIDS?
I'm red. What?
Stop.
It's the AIDS color. That's why. That's the phone. It's the. When you buy the red iPhone, it says product at the bottom of it, and they send a donation to the AIDS Foundation.
Why you call it an AIDS phone then?
That's what it is. It's the AIDS phone.
Mine's is like olive green, and it's a great color, but iPhones are so shitty with
Let me see that.
No.
I'd like that.
Dude,
That's my shirt.
I had to buy a case for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I have no grip on my phone. It's
you told us
slippery.
that, yeah.
Do it, grip the meat.
No, it doesn't. It's like if I just have my phone like raw, like if I'm just raw dogging my phone,
I got it.
falls all over the place.
Let me see the video.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
No, I didn't see this. I thought someone.
It's an audio.
Was that a Hispanic kid?
No, it's I don't know, it's Hispanic,
Yeah.
but the thing is like when my Irish boyfriend tastes my Puerto Rican cooking for the first time.
That's what it's funny. I like when the white people go to the black families' cookouts, and it's
So
like,
funny.
we need it. Oh, when they got like 12 plates.
yeah, like
We fucking with Mark.
Like,
Mark
I saw-
fucking with us.
I'm surprised there's not been a video made of me like sitting there like
I saw a post that blew my mind. I didn't see a white person eat chitlins.
Oh, dude, yeah, I saw
Never
that.
in my
the other
life.
day.
chillins is gross.
Yeah, it is. But I never seen a
Dude,
white
he
person
was
eat.
going ham
Yeah.
on those chitlins too. He
I
was
was like-
fucking.
You know the history about chitlins? It's starting to get dark. It's slave food.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so
What
much.
is
there's so much-
chillins made out of?
It's the intestines. It's
It's the
scraps.
intestines, yeah.
Yeah, he just stuck with us.
I like chicken feet though.
You eat chicken feet?
Yeah.
That man's subbing. Chicken feet and rice. I don't eat chicken feet. Sucking on toes.
Chicken feet are.
What's a fur?
2022, baby. We coming back. Sucking on the
You're,
Furries love
you're going to a
chicken
chicken coop and
Like this.
What you walking on there?
Get
Yeah, you go down out.
Yeah, bite your lip.
Let me see them toes.
Let me see them talons, baby.
Where them talents at? That's so fucking funny. Really, you eat fucking chicken feet?
Yeah,
family
from Super G Mart. They have a little restaurant in
Yeah,
there.
it's just a gelatinous blob.
Yeah, it is very gelatinous, but
Yeah.
it's saucy. I put a lot of sauce
Saucy.
on it.
Really?
Yeah, and you go.
Nah, people in my family eat that
The
shit.
flavors are melting on my tongue.
Chicken feet. I think it's like little pieces of meat in it, right? You just,
Yeah,
No,
it's very hard to eat.
Yeah.
It's really not worth
It's
it.
just, it's just cartilage and fucking.
It's a fight.
Skin, yeah.
It's a if you're
You
bored,
gotta fight with what you want.
yeah, man, you get rewarded. It's like eating like wings. Like, you
It's
just
like a
gotta
reward.
you gotta suck.
See, but wings and chicken feet are not the same thing.
No,
Nah,
well,
not the same thing.
they're more bony feet.
you eat neck bones.
Or the
Dude,
neck
neck bones
bones?
are
Yeah.
fucking delicious.
You eat neck bones?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't eat the bones, but like there's usually a lot of meat.
Yeah, it's a lot of
attached to
meat.
that-
You
Let
like
me
to the
ask
neck
you:
bone.
you guys ever
Yeah.
had frog legs?
Yeah.
You have, yeah.
Frog legs are
Yeah,
delicious.
they're fucking tasty.
That is a southern. What are you doing eating frog legs, Brian?
I
What
ate
you know
them-
about eating frog legs?
Frog legs,
That's a
frog
southern
legs.
thing for sure.
I ain't had them in years.
I had
though.
them in Asian places.
Yeah, they do
Really?
It. Yeah,
They-
Asians do it all the time. Fried frog legs.
Mm-hmm.
They do
Fried
frog
frog
legs. Ooh, do they tempura 'em?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like tempura batter.
Mhm.
Ah, damn, that
Yeah.
sounds good, dude. A
That sounds
tempura
good.
back. I've had them just straight up fresh. Like we just killed some frogs, we threw it in a pan. Got to put a lid on it because you ever seen them hop out?
The nerves and shit.
Did you not kill the frog before you put it in the pan?
No, it's dead.
No.
It's the nerves.
Oh,
So when
because
you-
it's live.
so-
Because it's live. Yeah, you just killed it.
Well, no, it's like when you take a frog leg and
Throw
it
salt
hits
on
the
Yeah.
hits the searing
Yeah.
of the oil and stuff. The nerves react and they go womp like that, and you got to put a lid on it so they stop hopping. They'll
That
hop out.
makes me want to die.
A lot of animals, fish does it.
Yeah, fish does it too.
With snakes and all that stuff, they do it. But it's so weird because it's dead, but it's not dead.
No,
Would you guys ever
So
drink
bothered.
snake blood?
absolutely not.
I've seen this.
It
before.
is a delicacy
Yeah.
in China.
And, I thought it was Vietnam.
One of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably put
Vietnamese
something
be eating whatever moves on the ground.
Vietnam has some killer food.
A lot of Asian countries do that though.
Yeah.
Eat whatever they.
Yo, snake blood.
I bet snakes taste like shit though.
It's like a
They
shot.
probably do.
Is that?
Yeah, they
I
do
know
a shot of
this.
snake blood with the heart inside
Yeah,
the shot
there we
glass.
go.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
saw that in
this.
Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmerman.
I love that guy.
Dude, Andrew Zimmerman.
A snake's
rules.
heart?
Yeah.
Is this
What is a snake's heart? Like
Yeah,
this
about that
big?
big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
That's where I
like
know
a
it
kidney
from.
bean. Like what's a bean doing in my shot glass?
Does he still make a TV show?
No, he's on TikTok now. Though. He like does like super relaxed like cooking videos on TikTok.
I need to follow him then.
Yeah, he's super dope. But he stopped doing fucking
Bizarre Foods.
Bizarre Foods a while ago.
I used to watch Bizarre Foods and Man vs. Food all the time.
All the time.
What Travel Channel, right? Was it Travel Channel?
Yeah, Travel Channel. The Adam from Man vs. Food, the doctor was just like, dude, you gotta chill the fuck out.
No, I heard he just stopped because he just wanted to stop.
Oh, I heard another interview that he was just like, yeah, my doctor told me to chill the fuck out.
From what he said, he just did it because he doesn't want to do it anymore. But
Well,
some
shout out-
other guy replaced. He does not have the same energy as Adam.
No, Adam was a king.
You watch that?
What is it?
Man versus Food.
We eat like a burger about big as his table.
I think that's something like it's an old show, right?
It's like early, like mid
2000s.
2000s.
Yeah, I feel like this is like one of those shows I've seen on TV, but I never really watched
Food
it.
Network. Love it. Diners, Drivers, and Divers.
Oh yes,
dude, that shit fucks.
Love that show.
Guy Fieri, get on the
Yeah.
podcast, man.
Dude, yeah.
Love Guy Fieri.
I miss Emerald though. That's my guy.
Who?
Emerald.
I don't know.
That's
what that is.
that's an old
Yeah.
callback. He was a chef. He was the guy who went bam.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
That's a like a lot of people won't know who you're what you're
Yeah,
even talking
that's-
about when you go bam.
Paula Deen has a YouTube channel. I watch her every
Paula
day.
Dean.
Yeah.
Does she say the N word in it?
No, sad. I broke my heart when she said that.
Yeah, it sucked.
I was a huge fan.
He's like, why, Paul?
Yeah, like come on.
It's like, come on, man. We were
She's your
having a good time.
grandma cooking, literally, and like she says that. Come on. He was the chosen one.
You squandered it.
You were supposed to bring balance. Anyway,
Yeah.
Welcome back to Drunken Ship Podcast episode. What episode is it?
74.
74.
The dark the dark times.
times.
Welcome to 2022 where you can't see us apparently because our camera is shut off.
yeah, the battery for my camera just malfunctioned.
So we're going covert dark. Laugh at it. Laugh at my joke.
Code ain't funny.
We're going.
I like
dark.
that shirt.
That is a nice shirt.
You've seen it everywhere.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
common
nice. I
little
like
shirt.
that.
Tay, take an Instagram picture and post the drip. It's
No.
a good drip.
The drip.
The PlayStation drip.
He is wearing the drone. I would. Oh, now I wish we had a camera
Yeah.
because Tay is fully droned out.
I
right
can't
now.
see my fit today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tay is wearing a PlayStation
$130
bomber jacket and a PlayStation hat.
I was hat for 5 years. For
He's the
That's
finest.
awesome.
I used to introduce him like this. He is the finest pony in the stable, the Sony pony.
Oh my god.
That's so
But
funny.
welcome back to everyone to the first episode of 2022.
Yep.
Bryan,
What?
What? You're looking at me like I'm supposed to do something.
I know.
What are you?
Oh, we can shoot each other glances.
Wait,
though,
since the
and
new
we're like-
year, let's introduce ourselves because
Yeah.
there'll be new people.
Oh yeah.
That's
someone
what.
else
Yeah,
might come
Bryan,
in.
introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Bryan. I do most of the film stuff in the channel. Like if you see some film content, that's probably me. And welcome to the channel if you're new here. I noticed that we've gotten some new subscribers recently.
Yeah, I don't know where they came from.
So yeah, I don't know either. But shout out to you. Thank you. Welcome to the show. And we're here to have a good time. Have a good time and vibe.
I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm the most unhinged member of the
I
group.
hate that word so much.
I'm gonna make a commentary show on this channel, and I'm just gonna call it Unhinged.
A commentary.
I'm gonna whenever I get an inspiration to do the video,
Do
I'm
some
gonna do it.
Codico.
I think I'm gonna I'm gonna get like 10 ideas,
Yeah.
write them all down, and then plan them out,
shut
and then
'em
just
all
film them all in like 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
and then just release them weekly,
Nice.
like a little 10-part
Yeah.
unhinged episodes.
Come over to my place. We'll shoot it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But Tay,
I'm Tay.
I am. I
Tay.
am.
Huh? What happened to him?
I don't know.
Well,
He's
I'm
still around, right?
Tay Infinite, whatever you want to call me. I do PlayStation stuff, PS Insight on the Drunken Ship Podcast or Drunken Ship. I'm gonna do it again this year because I want to buy a new camera.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got
some
you,
better
man.
quality. What's this? What do you have?
I have the Sony Alpha 6400.
6000. Yeah, Alpha 64. Oh, I thought you had the Alpha 6000.
No, 64.
Nah, nice. That's a solid camera.
Yeah.
Get some
it's-
lights too.
Lights. I got a ring like
Get
that.
some Elgato lights or some shit like that.
Those Elgato lights are bomber, but like every so often when there's a new update, like they go out and I got to resync it up to my Stream Deck.
Yeah.
I have this massive stream operation in my room,
Yeah.
and I don't stream anymore, and it really bums me out.
Stream.
I think I will, but I got to figure out kind of like my work schedule now
Yeah.
and stuff. But I think I can I think I know I have wiggle room to do it now.
Yeah. I'm streaming 2 days a week now. Wednesdays and Saturdays.
So you
baby.
consistent? I'm just terrible with streaming.
I've done
I've
it
given up with
2 weeks in a row. Yeah.
so far at least.
So far, yeah, it's hard to set up consistently and stream a schedule, especially when you're so tired from fucking work.
I love it. Was it 2020 when everyone just came up with YouTube and streaming shit? Everyone we know just started doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Kayla. She just reached 1,000 subs.
Hey,
on her
really?
YouTube
shout out to
channel,
Kayla.
doing ASMR. Yeah, she's been showing up to every single one of my streams.
I love how
shout
she
out
found
to-
her
shout out
niche
to you,
too.
Kayla.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she did.
Yeah.
She was like,
That's
"I'm gonna do
awesome.
this shit and just fucking
Yeah,
nails it."
1,000 subscribers was fantastic for that.
Yeah,
It must be
Especially
nice.
oversaturated.
won't be
thing.
nice.
I'm trying to
What'd
get
you say?
like you.
Fucking hate TikTok. TikTok is poisoning our brains.
Dude, yeah, it is poison
Yeah,
the
TikTok
water.
became the thing where I'm on my like break, and it's
Yeah.
the first thing I go to. Not Twitter anymore.
No, it's fucking
TikTok.
TikTok. I'm about to delete the fucking app because it every time I'm pooping, it's like 20 minutes gone just on TikTok.
Just looking
Where it would be like a 10-minute poop.
I
It's
wonder how
suddenly
many
a
people
20-minute
try to
poop.
stand up after being like on TikTok in the bathroom, and then they just fall face forward because their legs have shot
I get
out.
hemorrhoids from it for sitting down on the toilet so long.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yikes.
When I wake up, the first thing I go to is fucking TikTok, and I hate it.
No, mine's is
Fucks up my whole dopamine
turning
reception
the
for the
freaking
day.
alarm off
Yeah.
and staring at the ceiling for 10 minutes.
Just stare in silence.
you guys like when you guys are
Turn the
walking,
alarm off and just fucking stare at the ceiling.
you have to do that first wake up stare. You gotta like just kind of like you're not getting out of bed, but you're awake.
Dude,
You're
I
like,
wake up in a panic every single day.
Apparently, which I'm trying to work on, don't look at your phone in the morning. That's really bad.
Yeah.
It does something to your.
It fucks up your dopamine for the rest of
Yeah.
the day. Like,
Make
sets the
you tired.
expectation.
if I don't
Yeah.
and I get up out of bed too quickly, my equilibrium goes out.
Really.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
And white
I
people
got
think they're
up.
superior.
I woke up late for work and I ran to the bathroom and I couldn't stand straight.
Damn.
I was like falling over. I could only stand on one leg really. I was having to hold onto the counter because my
How long did it take for it to balance out?
I didn't feel it. I finally got like down the stairs to my car, and then I got in my car and I was driving, and it was eventually like it kind of bounces off out, but I felt weird for the rest of
Yeah.
the day. Like it was still kind of like
Fucks up your
threw you off.
situation.
yeah. That's only happened at one other time, and is when I was in college, and I would have to stay up all night working on projects,
Yeah.
and then I was working in the library, and I had to open it, and it was like at 7, and I probably went to bed around like 2 or 3 in the morning,
Had to
and then
wake
woke
in a
up at
panic.
7, and I was so tired. When I got to the library, I sat down, and then just as soon as I guess that from me standing to sitting really quickly,
Yeah.
just threw my equilibrium completely off. The entire room started spinning.
Dude, that's the worst.
I immediately, like after I put my head down, I'm like, what's happening? And I put my head down for like maybe a minute,
Yeah.
threw up. It made me throw up. Yeah, I was like, I never experienced that. And then after a while, I looked it up and it was my equilibrium was out. And I'm like, what? How'd that even go?
Yeah,
How'd that
got-
even go
got some
out?
vertigo.
The last time I ever felt like shitty like that was when we went to the con. I felt awful that day.
Yeah, I remember you feeling
I
really
had to
shit.
go home. and
Yeah.
just like fall
Like,
asleep.
fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when we went to the
Queen
Queen
City
City Anime
Anime?
Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like when we left that, I was so overstimulated.
I felt
I was
nauseous or some
I
shit.
was exhausted. Was it like throughout the whole day?
I
you
think I
were
was
tired?
already tired, but as I got there, about like an hour or two in, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to hang out a little bit longer, but
It was rough. Yeah, no. It was,
I remember going home and passing out
yeah, that's why.
because
Yeah.
I was like just trying to film everything, try to do like our job, and then just like there was so many people, and then there's so many like stuff that you're interested in, you're trying to look at. I was like, that's the first time I think I've ever been overstimulated like that, and
Oh,
it
dude.
fried my brain.
Conventions will do that to me. Like, I love conventions, but I don't think I can do. Do you know how people go 3 days to a convention?
I don't know. Yeah, I can't.
I don't know how the fuck you do
Me
that.
and Gazari did that once,
Yeah.
where we were there all day long. But I never got like super tired. But I did notice that like people do this is they will go back to their hotel room like middle of the day, and I think that is because like they get so overwhelmed that they need like a break.
Probably wouldn't cut because you want to see everything in one day, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if there's different events in 3 days and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they make the panels like usually until like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, like in the evening, is when panels start happening, and that's what people like go there most of the time for. But the last convention I went to was really big was MacFest in 2016, and I met Ninja Six. I met Dan Avidan from Ninja Six Party and Game Grumps, and I met Gerard the Completionist.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
When I
it's
discovered
fucking
him, like,
awesome.
this is Bryan.
Yeah,
He works for G4 now. It was cool.
yeah, it was really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerard. I walked into a room and people thought I was him, and they started cheering for me for like a minute.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, Gerard!" And then I'm standing in the middle of the room, and I was like, and they were just
Bryan
like, "Ah,
was
it's
just
not
like,
him."
Do you know who that guy is? He's a
Yeah.
YouTuber.
I've come across a couple of his videos on YouTube.
That was
before.
really funny. We were wearing the exact same coat.
Wow.
That-
Gerard's fucking great.
That's really funny.
Same vibes. But yeah, I think that was the last big convention that I went to, and I remember going back home and feeling violently ill.
Ew.
Yeah, just because I was so tired.
Well, you get that little con sickness
Yeah.
after you're being around so many people. You're always sick after a con.
Yeah, the con sickness is.
And
now
you also
COVID.
have that post-con depression, which is a very real thing. It was like,
Really?
you're like, yeah, because you had so much fun, and then it's like immediately after, like, wow, now I'm not having that much fun, and now I feel sad.
Yeah.
I never experienced a post.
It's because you hate fun.
You hate good things.
You can't have a good time. I think that's Tate's problem. You can't have a good time.
I did have a good time.
It's so funny.
I had a good time in Spider-Man opening night. That was awesome.
Yeah, Spider-Man
I can't-
opening
yeah.
night fucking ruled.
I can't believe you saw it twice.
Hell yeah.
You seen it more than twice?
Just twice.
Just twice.
I kind of want to see it again too.
I want to own it.
Hey, that was.
2.5 hours long though.
You want to watch it again? I got it on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, I saw someone like fast forward.
That blows, dude. That is the funniest
so
thing.
funny, yeah. Bro leaked the entire movie.
They don't care. They make
Nah,
$1
they
million
don't.
or whatever. It was.
Yeah, they're
$1
fine.
billion.
It's like how long? 2 minutes long, and it's a sped forward.
It's a pretty
through the-
long video. About 3 minutes long.
Dude, that is so funny. You know what else I saw on TikTok was
Yeah.
theme song. I was like, so I figured out how to keep you guys from doing it.
Yeah.
If I don't pause and just keep flowing my words together, you won't be able to
No,
stop
you can
it.
tell when you do it because you can just.
Usually,
I
ask a
can't use
question
the
right
words
before it.
and. I gotta have to.
Yeah.
I have to like jimmy it into the conversation.
You do this like you know what
Yeah.
else's thing, and then
Yeah,
you say
you
it.
do
You know else who thinks that funny?
You know who else?
Theme song.
Mordecai and I've seen this before.
I've
Just
seen
skips.
Man, I wish I
You know
could
that's
do
Mark
voices.
Hamill, right?
Yeah.
That
That's
bothers
awesome.
me. He's a
Him?
good voice actor.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's fucking great.
Mark Hamill. Who is
Kevin Conley.
Kevin Costner.
Tom's voice or Spike Spiegel's voice actor?
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
It's
Ah, ooh.
it's
Ah,
not
ooh.
Vic Mignogna, is it?
No.
That's
No.
Broly.
Yeah. Let me look.
Jack-
at it.
Steve Bloom.
Steve Bloom.
Yeah, Steve Bloom, Mark Hamill, and
But he's not like, I don't think he's like that amazing of a voice
Yeah,
actor.
he sounds the same.
But he has a nice voice.
Yeah.
Dude, for Spike though, he's perfect.
then-
Those three actors are always in regular shows.
Johnny Young Bosch is also great.
He sounds the same too.
I like
Yeah,
Vic Mignogna.
he sounds the same, but I like his voice.
Katsuga
Tenjo. Dude, Bleach is coming back.
You know he's a
fucking
Power Ranger,
hype.
Black Power Ranger.
Yeah,
Really? Did
Yeah,
not
he
know
was-
that.
That's his first appearance in anything, right?
That's awesome.
he was the first like non-black Black Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Do you know that the guy that used to be the Green Ranger is in Star Wars Boba Fett?
Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
No.
Jason.
fucking way.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason
I didn't watch
David
it
Frank?
yet.
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Really?
I don't know a lot about him, but I follow him on TikTok because he's a great martial artist. He booked Boba Fett. Yeah, he's in it. I don't know if
Is
I
it
don't know
a bit
if he's
part?
a character or he did like choreography coordination, but he worked on it.
Oh, he worked on it.
the
He either
fuck?
worked on it or is in it. I don't know anything about Star Wars Boba
Oh,
Fett.
you just saw him that he's.
I saw
like,
him on TikTok that he talked about being in the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
well now I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I heard it's good.
I've heard anything Star Wars.
There
is
was
gonna
a
be-
Park and Rec episode where they literally they predicted it.
I
Yeah,
saw it. I
I
didn't
remember
watch it, though.
because when I was watching Park and Rec, I remember that scene. It's the Pat Oswald.
Patton Oswalt, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a big nerd.
Oh yeah.
And he had like this, like he played this cringy nerd guy that like it was talking to city council and stuff.
Yeah.
And they straight up predicted the first opening scene, which is
he didn't predict it. They made the opening after him. They gave him.
Oh, really?
They gave him a writing credit
That's so funny
for that episode. Yeah.
So it wasn't a prediction.
No.
It was
it was a reference.
I mean, is it really a prediction? Isn't it always the case he came out of like that?
Say that one more time.
Isn't it always how he got out?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, it was like their decision, however they wanted to introduce of how he actually escaped.
The way Patton Oswalt wrote it in that filibuster scene, though, was the way that they shot it.
Would you call it
in the
filibuster?
show. Yeah. Because he's talking for like 6 minutes.
It's been on my
Filibuster, not filibuster.
Said Phila?
He said Philly, like Philadelphia. The Philly
Isn't it
buster.
F-I-L-I?
I want that as sandwich. The filibuster.
It's only like 6 episodes, right? It's short.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't give a shit about Star Wars.
The
I'm so
TV
removed
stuff
from
was
Star
better
Wars.
than the movies.
Way better, and I still don't.
I was thinking about The Mandalorian last night. Like, I don't know. I missed that.
I feel like I should finish it. I finished I didn't even finish the first season.
I missed that grounded Star Wars storytelling.
Spaghetti Western Star Wars
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
And Boba Fett seems like to be a standard of that.
Spaghetti Western is a racist ass term, by the way.
No, it doesn't.
Fuck, it's a.
I mean,
for Italian,
for
calling
Italian,
Italian directors spaghetti.
But that's what
calling
Italian-
their movie spaghetti, like
That's what they
oh,
used
it's a
to call it
spaghetti
themselves.
romance.
Like did you get stuck by black holes called spaghettification? So,
Spaghettification.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you remember the flying spaghetti monster?
Yeah.
That was never.
That was
always
that like that 2010 humor.
like making fun of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to be an angry atheist.
Speaking of God,
Yeah.
God cards.
There we go. That's a nice segue I like to hear.
That is a nice segue.
So we're gonna be talking Yu-Gi-Oh today.
What do you mean? It's clearly you.
No, it's not. It's not
Jesus
because you
Christ.
only fuel the fire. I was a little tiny ash fire. I was a little spark, and then here comes the gasoline.
No,
What are you
Crockett,
talking about?
Crockett.
It
You
was
were,
all on him.
You were the fire, the gasoline, and the napalm.
When he brought that
Napalm.
Look, when he brought that pack 2 weeks ago, he's like, "Gotcha."
Okay, so it all started. Well, it started. I don't know.
Gotcha, bitch.
As like a pedophile in a van with candy. Like, come on,
Jesus Christ.
I got packs in here.
No, he jumped at that.
What?
Keep going.
I don't jump to nothing. I don't like that accusation.
I got booster packs.
What the fuck
Anyway.
was it?
But I don't know where it started. We were just like kind of talking about it or something. But then
We were just
like
chatting about it. It was just like, oh, I want to make a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
a couple months back, we
Yeah.
were just like, yeah, I was like, yeah, you guys remember Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
And then I don't know where it started. But then it was like, well, Christmas was coming up, and then we were talking. I knew had been talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. So
we
then
were going to build a deck because we wanted to build a deck to
Oh, we
join up
saw-
in January.
We saw a movie that day. This was that day. We went to movies together.
was this
What movie?
Shang Li?
Don't Breathe 2. That's when.
Don't Breathe 2.
That's
Yeah,
when
that's when it started.
We in the parking lot for a good hour talking.
We were talking
Oh.
about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Cut.
yeah.
I remember. I exactly remember what brought up the conversation. It was the God cards. So Obelisk and Slyther were going to have structure decks coming out,
Yeah.
and we started
They did
talking
come
about them. We started, yeah. So we started talking about it, and that's where it brought up like
That's where it
because you
started.
were like, I want to make that. I was like, you could make that a deck because it's a structure deck now.
Yeah.
How wild. Tell your like 5-year-old self about that. Like they're making a deck around the God cards.
That
Dude, that blows my fucking 11-year-old mind.
Can you put all of them in there, or it depends on each one?
you could make whatever makes max. Now it's a different thing. So when you're making a meta deck, there's specific rules that you have to kind of follow, like not necessarily ban list rules, but just you need this $100 card, this 100 card, and you're gonna have to make room for that. Now when it's a casual deck, you can be like, yeah, we'll throw in all three. It's not gonna run amazingly,
Yeah, but it's gonna run.
but it's gonna be fun. I mean, there's a difference between fun and
That's
or
the thing.
casual fun, and then there's like
Like
competitive,
meta
like
fun.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah. That's the thing that blows my mind about like any competitive card game. Like I play Magic very casually, and I play Yu-Gi-Oh even more casually because I don't know. I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh after Battle City Tournament came out,
Good
and so
Lord.
like I missed the Link summoning, the Synchro summoning, the XYZ summoning.
You barely got into fusions.
I barely
Yeah.
touched polymerization, and no idea how this shit.
Do you know what
worked at
about
all.
contact fusion? is?
Absolutely not.
Was
Contact fusion
It's
is
just
just like
without polymerization,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
assuming. But I saw
Such
that
a
in the
bullshit
anime like
thing.
one time, and I just fucking completely devoid from Yu-Gi-Oh experience for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Now you motherfuckers are talking back about it. And I picked up Legacy of the Duelist, and I was just like, well, Link summoning kind of makes sense. Pendulum summoning kind of makes sense. And so now I'm sitting with 250 cards of YuGiOh in my house and going to buy a $70 deck within the next month. So, yeah. Pretty fun time. Pretty fun time. But it blows my mind about competitive YuGiOh that you can win a game in like 2 turns.
Yeah.
Depending on the deck.
Yeah.
And
Well,
your hand.
well, it depends on your deck, and then it also depends on your opponent.
Yeah.
Because
And- yeah.
so if you're playing against someone that doesn't have like the also, if someone's playing a meta deck and you're not playing a meta deck, you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have the tools to stop them.
Yeah.
A lot of meta decks you have to have counter meta deck, cards, and so like hand traps. So there's a particular card with Nimbus that like if your opponent special summons more than 5 times in a turn, you can interrupt that. But you also have to figure out, it's 5 times, which that's a specifically meta deck card.
Yeah, specifically for
pendulum.
Because if someone in casual playing, it's not special summoning 5 times in one turn.
No, absolutely not.
If you told someone back in like 2022,
2002.
2002.
He did this on Twitter too.
22 is the new
2022.
202. If you told someone back in 202,
Yeah.
202,
This is 2020 part 2.
2020, yeah. Like someone's gonna special summon 5 times in a row, they call you insane.
Yeah, when pendulum summon got introduced, that was like, what the fuck is this? Remember that?
Yeah, because you could just special summon,
Shit from your hand.
everything in your hand.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
No, I remember that being fucking crazy, and that's why I stopped playing.
I think there's a point where Konami went too far.
Yeah.
I think they acknowledged that. That's why Links got introduced.
But
Okay, interesting.
but at that point, it was more or less like what your main deck is not what you're playing.
Yeah,
What your
that's how you
extra
get
deck is what you're actually playing.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the divide.
Partially.
So when they introduced that, it was never really like,
Wait, so
there's like, because you could play Blue Eyes, but it's not gonna like help you when I get a Synchro Monster out.
It's a
and
beat
just
stick.
crushes it.
He's just strong.
It's a strong card, but but I can remove it.
Easily.
Or I can-
He
yeah.
can't defend himself.
It's
Yeah.
so currently it's just a lot of removal and then
Well, you're
shutting down your opponent.
transitioning to more special summoning from your main deck or mostly your extra deck. It's a lot of more effect monsters nowadays too.
yeah,
Everything's an
almost
effect
every
monster.
card is an effect.
There's
monster,
actually a particular trap card that shuts down every card now, and it's like a very specific deck you have to play. But essentially, what you run is this trap card that there is no special summoning involved. So it shuts down anyone's normal deck. And then there used to be a deck Tay used to play that shut down meta decks, which a lot of decks now use.
They call it anti-meta.
Yeah, anti-meta decks.
That's a hard name for a
Anti-meta
deck.
decks.
The graveyard is also a central piece now because graveyard recycling is
Yeah.
now a big thing too.
Big
because
thing now.
but Tay used to have Dark Law.
Mask Hero deck. Well, so Dark Claw, it literally fucks up synchros badly.
Well, any deck.
Yeah.
Every deck plays
'Cause
off the graveyard now.
His
It doesn't
effect
matter.
was a continuous effect, so
Yeah.
every time someone sends a card to the graveyard, it doesn't go to the graveyard; it gets
It's
banished.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it fucks up a lot of people.
But
kinda delicious.
there also are cards that play off banish too.
Yeah.
So really, the graveyard and the banish isn't really like necessarily a bad thing anymore. It's not. You don't really technically lose those because you still have.
You can access them through other cards.
Back then, you
Right.
couldn't really banish was like a big deal. Like,
yeah, Banish
fuck.
was like it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's
Nowadays,
just
some
gone.
cards play off of it.
I see. That's a really because this thing happened to Magic too. Because I remember joining Magic back up again in like 2015, and the cards were relatively simple. You know, it was like, oh, this guy has 3 attack points, 3 defense, and then I tap creature you control. That was like the extent of Magic. It was like very forward interactions, and then jump like 5 years, and now we have like graveyard interactions, and you can like place things on your hand, and like if you tap 6 cards and I annihilate 20 cards out of your fucking deck, or like just big shit, fuck you bullshit like that. That like I remember when like Yu-Gi-Oh was like Dark
Basic
Magician attack,
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
Eyes attack,
I sort of missed those days.
yeah,
too.
polymerization. That's it. That's all you need.
Well, the game used to be incredibly slow.
Very slow. Like,
Yeah.
you play those starter decks? Like, Yu-Gi starter deck versus
yeah, it
starter
will take
deck?
you like 15, 20 minutes.
It's
yeah.
not really that.
And it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It really. It's not even that fun.
Yeah.
Now there's a
game's changed.
threshold
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There's from classic decks where it's like this is too slow. It's too hard to summon out one monster I want to play.
Big monster, yeah.
And then there's you move on onto the end of that threshold where it's like my opponent's taking a 40-minute turn, and if I don't go first,
he's gonna win.
He's gonna have all his cards out, and I can't play anything because he's gonna shut everything down.
Hate that on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. Taking like 10-minute turns, smashing the summoning, and don't give me a chance to read what you're doing. So I just wait him to finish, then
just
that's also a thing. You have to know what your opponent's playing to understand where to break them at. Because there's a certain point where if I got rid of this one card, his combo hinges off that one card in the middle of his combo.
Yeah.
That's where like the hand trap and then like Mystic Mine and all that stuff comes into play, where if I got rid of this, he's going to have to readjust like for the next 2 turns to try to like get another card out like for that.
See, I noticed as we got back into it, I started watching more videos and shit. Hand traps are the more common thing nowadays.
I think they've kind of like shifted a little bit away from hand traps.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like the decks seem more nowadays like they want your deck to like they want your opponent to stop doing shit.
What is a hand trap?
So basically, there's a card like
that Nimbus card is explaining,
or they can do it on any turn. So like instead of pitting face down, activate trap card.
Gotcha.
Hand traps are like so you activate like.
But is that a new archetype of card or is that just
it's just
like
a term?
It's
a
terminology.
But like so you do effect monster. I can while on your turn I can make a quick effect with a card in my hand.
Gotcha.
And he just stops your effect.
Oh.
And he just goes to the graveyard.
Oh, that's just plain blue.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like you're trying to shut down your opponent from doing a 20-minute combo.
Okay, that makes sense.
They call them basically tech cards.
Yeah.
So you can pit them. They splashable to anything. So you can run a Dark Magician. You can just throw this guy in there.
Nice.
For certain situations. Or whatever.
They're staple cards pretty much for every. They work with every deck.
That makes sense. I really legitimately remember Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like the biggest card was a Ultimate 3 Eyes. Ultimate Blue Eyes
Me
White
too.
Dragon.
Yeah.
I remember when he was like fucking hard and like that's what I said. Seeing God cards casually being played now,
it's fucking crazy.
Make my head explode back in the day.
Like, yeah, I remember how hard it was.
Yeah,
do you remember how hard it was? Like if you saw someone have a God card, you're like, where'd you even get that?
Yeah,
bro?
I knew that was a reaction. I knew.
Actually, I went to a birthday party when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and his parents. Dude, we're so jealous. His parents brought out the cake, had all 3 Egyptian God cards in it. And we were like, what?
That's fucking crazy.
It's funny because the adults have no idea what they're getting hyped for.
And those cards now go for $150.
Dude, really? I knew a kid when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! The God cards had just come out. And I knew a kid whose parents spent like $500 getting them all 3 God cards.
Yeah.
And he used to have them in this like thick acrylic fucking sheet.
He had him in PSA? Like they had him rated?
No, not PSA. He just got the protective shell.
Oh, okay.
And like the protective shell, like you fucking had a screw in it, man.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking.
That's so that's how they do a PSA. So you can send your cards off to get them rated.
Yeah.
Which I was watching a video yesterday, and it used to be like $6 to get it to do it now.
Yeah.
But now it's like $150 to get them rated. And essentially, you send them off, and this expert will look at your card. And figure out the rarity of it, see any damages on it, and we'll give it a PSA rating.
Yeah,
it goes from 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
Yeah,
I think maybe it like goes 1 to 10, and then after 10 it goes 10 mint.
Yeah,
and that's like perfect. That's right out. That's probably out of a booster right into a sleeve or something. And then they put in that acrylic thing with the screw, so there's no damage. And then those cards go for like the highest price possible.
Dude, he ran those bitches in his deck. He put them.
He took it out of the case.
No. He left them in the case. So it was a normal stack of cards, and then like 3 big fuck you acrylic cases in it. Yeah, fuck that guy. He used to be my best friend, but fuck him.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck building back in the day was so funny because it's like
you just threw in.
You just throw in anything. I'm trying to think back like. So they call it archetypes.
Yeah.
So like, I think archetypes kind of started with GX, like heroes, or
like Elemental Hero and stuff like that. Yeah.
But like original OG Yu-Gi-Oh, I think you just threw shit.
No, they're actually. I was looking at. I've been watching a lot of videos on Yu-Gi-Oh. There used to be a competitive scene back in like those days, and it was like, but it was not like good. It was
it was good back in the day.
Frogs. Do you remember the frogs?
Yeah.
Like Heaven Frog and Rescue Cat. All those cards.
Level monsters. Was that
no, that was before GX. It was that like I can't remember the pack names for the name, but it was before GX came out. When those were out, they wasn't great.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like fast, but it was a lot better.
I remember that there were a lot of combinations that you can do a lot of combos with like Dark Magicians. Like Dark Magician had a lot of like trap cards and enchantment and supports like that you could like combo off of them for with like Dark
I
Magician.
don't think
Girl.
people played like really like Dark Magician though. They played like stuff that you wouldn't think that would be meta.
Well, that's the one that I played. I played Dark Magician.
yeah.
God,
So like I remember that there
frogs.
were a lot of combos, but there weren't anything that was just like, oh yeah, this card is like competitive.
Remember Karibo had support?
Dude, Karibo fucking ruled.
Karibo level 10.
There's
Jacob
like
used to
a
mine.
Karibo deck now. Like
Yeah.
Karibo
Oh,
support.
the latest deck, the latest box that just came out called Brothers of Legend, which is Karibo. Yeah.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
And there's a Karibo Dark Magician. I think it might be a
Cute as
fusion or
fuck.
something. It's gonna be a good competitive card
Karibo.
for
Really?
like.
What does it do?
I can't remember what it does.
Considering what Karibo does, probably like take 0 damage or something.
Probably. Let me look that up real quick.
But like that's what thing's insane is though, like every time they give support for Dark Magician or Blue Eyes or something, those cards are always way too good, and then they're like,
they have
they're-
to ban
they're-
them.
yeah, well, not ban them, but they're just too pricey to pay for it.
Yeah, because I want to make a Dark Magician deck when he got that good support finally.
Dude, he has a
Everyone
ton
was
of
going-
support.
Everyone's going fucking crazy with it. Nah, I couldn't afford it. But
Dude, I really want the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon.
that bitch is like $300.
It's
Well,
it's
this is-
125.
This
if
is
it's
the
not rare.
threshold where you get
It's not
to
foil.
the what is I'm gonna pay.
I feel like at that point, like if I pay $125 for a card, I better get my ass into a fucking tournament.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
like
like-
because that's the only reason you would be paying it.
And it's
Because
crazy. He's
just to
easy
play with your
summon. He's easy. You can get your money back easily.
Yeah.
With that fucking card.
Yeah, if you pull it out of a booster box, incredible. That'd
but
be
it's
great.
so rare to pull.
Yeah. I almost ordered a fucking booster box this morning. There's a new set coming out.
Yeah, the brother or
Creator
creators
or something.
Yeah,
I gotta look it up. What's
And
it called?
I would
called-
look up what cards are coming out. Actually, Blue Eyes Jet. There are actually some good cards coming out in that. There's Blue Eyes and Dark Magician coming out. Support cards coming out in that.
let me see. I'm trying to find this fucking Karibu.
What I like about YuGiOh now, it's probably like that back in the day too, but I like how you can like buy singles now.
Yeah,
yeah, it's really hard.
I mean, there's so much that's changed around cards now, especially like Pokemon and
Yeah.
Digimon. There's a Digimon format now.
So Dark Magician Karibo, just if you took damage, you can send them to the graveyard and summon a Dark Magician, girl.
Reddit
That's
should-
really strong.
Yeah, that's
Reddit is a best friend. And Discord.
Oh yeah,
I've-
too.
what I'm working on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using like a lot of sources from
That's
different
awesome.
reference from people, and they're really nice.
Tech, what's your deck?
I don't want to say it. Not because of you, because of his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know that we said this on the podcast or not, but every time me and Tay start doing this again, we get
gonna be casual.
we start off so casual, and then it gets so competitive.
Even uphill, up if you want each other, right? Like
Yeah, we like because you like, all right, because you get your ass beat one week, and you're like, I'm gonna go home and get something for you, ass.
Yeah, you order
and,
the
then,
next day.
and then you order like some like competitive meta deck card, and then you come back next week and you're like, how do you like them apples?
I remember Jordan ordered that fucking Synchro Drag. What is it?
Star Eater.
Fucking hated that card.
It's such a good because that thing just can't be stopped. It's a 32 beat stick, and then you just can't negate it
Oh my
when it's
God.
coming out, and then when
Yeah.
it attacks,
Nothing
you
can
you
happen.
can't stop it. It just you have to
You
let
just have
it.
to attack. Can you counter it with like a mirror force
No.
or like a
Nah,
magical
you had to
cylinder?
beat
It's unaffected.
full like attack.
You have to beat it a 1v1.
And I didn't have a beat stick like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 is that sweet spot too because like everyone's either up to like 28 to 30, but no one's ever really because it's a perfect card for
Yeah,
just
because it's
hitting.
like just high enough.
The strongest card in the game was Master Dragon Knight, right? It's 5,000, right?
5,000.
I
Yeah.
think so.
The GX God cards, the Animamus card.
Infinite.
There were GX God cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called Sacred Beast cards.
Is it not a reimagining?
They look like
Uh,
super detailed god cards.
Yeah, they look like a kind of like a
Mummified kind of versions.
mummy or I would more
is
explain
that
it more
Sacred
of a,
Beast cards?
Sacred Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they look like a Archfiend type
Yeah,
God
they are.
cards.
Archfiend. They're fiends.
No, I think they're divine beasts.
Man, they're fiends.
Sanjima.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just modified God cards. That's awesome.
I forgot the backstory.
But they have a fusion card, and it's a terrible card, but it is the strongest attack point card. That it has
Is it question mark?
it's question marks because on your opponent's turn it's 0, but on your turn it's 10,000.
Yeah, but it's hard
Oh,
to get
yeah.
out.
So yeah,
Yeah.
They got
difference-
support too a few years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
The God cards are divine.
Divine Beast. So
and
yeah.
then the sacred beast cards are fiend
Yeah,
types.
that was right.
Fe- Oh, okay.
So there's
so-
no divine beast other than God.
No, there's no other divine beast on the God cards. And the God cards, you only have to sacrifice 3 creatures. With the sacred beast, you can sacrifice 3 spell, 3 traps, or 3 creatures to summon them.
I think they all have individual things that you have to like
Yeah.
get rid of.
I have the what's name cards. I don't know the names from the first movie. Anubis cards.
Oh, the Sphinx cards.
Yeah, the Sphinx cards. They're not great.
Dude, I gotta say, the hardest art in Yu-Gi-Oh has got to be the Dark Side Dimensions Dark Magician.
Yeah, I fucking love that art.
That is such a good fucking card art.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's why I started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh because the art was fucking incredible.
That's the whole reason we play physical Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Yeah.
Is just because it just doesn't hit the same when you're looking at it on a screen, but when you
Yeah.
have physically can see the shine on it.
like when Jordan
It's
sends me the
delicious.
card, this card looks badass.
Yeah.
Fucking dragons and shit.
Dude, that's why I won the fucking Dark Dragoon because he
Dark
looks like
Dragoon.
a fucking
He looks
beast.
beast.
Hot take here,
Yeah,
but like Yu-Gi-Oh card art is better than Magic card art.
absolutely.
Well,
There's-
Magic's like the still paintings. It looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is the coldest take because it is 100% true.
Like Magic's more like a Renaissance, like
Yeah.
beautiful painting. Someone could hang a like that up in their house.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, dude. You're
Dude,
on
they're
LSD.
the weebiest shit. Yeah.
It's like comparing Digimon and Pokemon, like this fucking knight with wings and like a fucking sword
Like
and
angel.
shit.
Looks
Yeah.
badass. Looks badass. The one thing that I don't like about Magic the Gathering art is that they all kind of start looking the same after.
Very green, very like flat.
Yeah, very green, very blue,
Dark.
very definitely like if you look at a piece of Magic in the art, you can tell what color it is by just looking at the art,
Right.
and you can tell kind of what it does by just looking at the art. Or maybe I just like played enough Magic that I can tell what the archetypes are.
Do they have like that?
I do get jealous though because so Magic will have certain rarity
Yeah,
come out, and Magic always gets away with doing really cool stuff
like
because
the call outs with Godzilla and shit like that.
so they
That's
they
cool.
collab
I
with
forgot about
that, and then
that.
they had like other like alternate
Oh,
art
shit,
like
art
that,
playable.
Yeah.
and then they had like I know FredX was like talk like he showed us there was a Phyrexian card art where the language it was wrote in was not English but Phyrexian.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And I'm like, they do a lot of stuff like that where they collab with other artists to do alternate art. Yugo never really has that. They'll do like manga art every so once in a while for something, but they never have like where they changing the name and it's like you kind of just have to know.
The fact that Yu-Gi-Oh was born out of an anime makes it such a specific visual style.
Do you know the story of how that actually came to be?
No?
Yeah.
So
the manga wasn't about the cards.
no,
No,
so
manga was just about the games, right? Like
Just
the
play
pharaoh
any
would just
kinda
play games.
games.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
why he's the king of games.
Yeah.
well, like they were doing a bunch of different games where like they were just showing everything, and then they played Duel Monsters in one panel, and then people were so fascinated about it, they started sending a ton of letters into the author, and they're like, "Please, can you explain more about this? Can you tell us
Duel
more about
Monsters, yeah.
these Duel Monsters?" And then they eventually like, this is so popular that they reworked the manga, re-released it, and then just made it all about Duel Monsters.
So, is there a version of Yu-Gi-Oh apart from like the original manga? Is there a version of Yu-Gi-Oh that is exclusively the original plot?
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero. I know
Well,
that there's
it
an
was-
anime
Season
for that.
zero.
But
not
how long-
not a whole manga, but there is like the first.
So it was only
what-
the first issue that made it.
I think
That was
first
not
couple.
about Duel
I think it
Monsters.
maybe first couple of books
Gotcha.
before they rewrote it was like there was like playing poker and then like
Remember
like
remember the lighter scene
yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was like stab the knife where they
the 5-finger thing.
where you like stab the table and you're trying
Yeah.
not to stab your hand
What's
stuff
the
like
one with
that.
Helicopter he did. Some shit.
What was
Was
that?
it playing? Was it the cards with Halo? Not Halo, but helicopter. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking of.
What are you talking about?
It was a helicopter thing, like a game he played.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yugi did something.
I can't. I never read it, but I know some of the panels and stuff.
He did some. Yugi was insane. Attempt was insane.
Yeah, he
I'll
was
tell you,
actually
Atem was
like
crazy.
evil. He was like actually killing people and stuff. And,
Because
and then
Atem wasn't evil. He was just like he hated anyone that cheated
Yeah.
and broke the rules. So if you broke the rules of playing with Atem, he would kill you.
yeah,
Yeah, which I guess is not a good guy thing.
It's the
to
Shadow
do.
games.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
I love that in the manga, like Minecraft just actually just making you a vegetable.
Yeah,
Completely making your brain dead.
Uh,
I love Yu-Gi-Oh, man. That shit fucks.
yeah.
I give praise to people like what's that guy's name? Team Samurai and all those guys.
Simo.
Who?
Simo.
I discovered another guy named I think something Kills. William Kills. He's
I don't know.
There's a lot of great YouTubers.
There's a lot
that
of
do.
new people I never seen before coming back, and they all great. But
We gotta get in the market, boys.
yeah.
Start a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast.
But like, I give him props.
Call it
like,
the.
You know what pisses me off though is like people can't get into Yu-Gi-Oh now. Like there's a lot of new people, a lot of these new YouTubers coming out, but they're only opening up deck boxes to like. But ever since like Logan Paul did the thing with the Pokemon cards where he got the rare card and then sold it, people try to jump on that bandwagon, and it went to stores, bought out every card,
Yep.
not even Pokemon cards, but Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And is trying to ride that like hype train of like reselling like that really
The
valuable
resale value,
card
That's
yeah.
an argument
because
about
it was
that.
never this bad before, and
Now
now
you
you
can't
can't
find
find you cannot find a pack of cards anywhere.
You have to buy them online.
I was
essentially.
telling
You have to buy
Audrey that Yu-Gi-Oh's not a kid's game.
No, absolutely not. It's a game for people like us that were kids when it came out.
Yeah, and you know how to actually fucking play the game.
The one that's for kids is they made a new division, the Rush duels.
Yeah.
Those feels like they're targeted for kids because they're a lot
True.
easier.
Yeah,
But like Yu-Gi-Oh, like you see these people like I was gonna say, how the hell like deck building is really like you gotta put work into that
Dude,
shit. How do you find those combos? Like you see what I'm saying? You ever
some
thought
people
about
just
that?
run like they'll go onto YuGiOh Pro and
Just
then
test
they
shit?
just do tests, and then some
Holy
people have been
fuck.
around for so long they just know
This is what's gonna
this
work,
effect
yeah.
will actually combo well off this. They call them rogue decks, but
Yeah.
but sometimes a rogue deck will
Oh,
just
that's what you were calling your Emrakul deck, a rogue deck.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's all full of combos.
Like,
Well, no, well, it's full of just random cards that
Yeah.
just kind of work together.
just somehow
But
works.
yeah, but you throw in random cards in there and it works, and it's, but it's not like standard like this staple cards on it.
Yeah.
Like some decks, like especially like archetype decks, sometimes it's like 3 cards in there. It's the archetype. Everything around it is random shit that just somehow works with those fucking
It just
cards.
works with that archetype.
It's fucking crazy. Like, how do you guys find the time to?
Dude, so
that.
there are people when we used to play Dragon Ball Fighters really heavily, we would jump and I would watch people go in the lab, and there are people literally just hitting buttons and seeing what works.
Mhm.
And then just going like, oh, I can combo for this. Like this uppercut has like 7 frames, which means that I'm on like a flame through advantage, so I can throw this other move that's like 3+ frames, and I can stock invincibility for longer.
Yeah.
And then people were so fucking like frame precise, and I feel like that's the same kind of person that
It
sits
sounds
here
like-
with a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh and just go like, well, I have a Dark Magician.
Well, also it's like the internet too is like people go in and read forums and
Yeah.
people,
That's what I do now.
because now it's a very I think that's why it's sped up so fast is because people can find these broken combos very quickly.
And post them in a Reddit somewhere, and
And then
like,
someone
it's
picks
just
that
like-
up and be like, "Oh, this would actually work really good
With this.
with this one card," and then it just snowballs effect from that downhill. Like,
Well,
and
I
then-
joined. So Reddit, I go to the Yu-Gi-Oh Reddit every once in a blue moon.
Mhm.
I get my reference there. There's Discords dedicated to certain decks only.
really,
Like, my deck
Incredible.
has a Discord for itself, and everyone has the same deck. giving
Oh,
me
your
ideas
deck's
and
gonna be
shit.
some bullshit.
I don't know.
It's gonna be some fucking
Yeah.
like good combos. It's gonna be.
He
a good
has-
deck. Yeah.
3 meta trap cards. I know it's already
2.
going to be some
Only have 2.
irritating
What are your
bullshit.
mana traps?
No?
It's crazy. It's crazy that they have decks specifically, like Discord specifically designed for those decks.
Yeah.
Just for one type of deck
Yeah.
too. That's insane.
Yeah.
So I said like they just like iterate upon the cards that are in the deck, and they go like, oh, this is actually a better
Yeah,
card for
so
this.
I watched a couple of videos, but it's actually more better to watch. Read shit about it and
Mhm.
people helping you. So the deck I'm building, people have the deck. It has different tabs like you want to go first turn plays, second turn plays, combos.
Certain decks,
Or
yeah, they'll work better if they go
budget
second
versions.
or first.
Yeah, I noticed this too. Sadly,
A lot of like if you like, so I was showing you that magician deck, right?
Mhm.
It had a lot of negates in it. So for you specifically, for if you were running that type of deck, you would want to go first because then whatever your opponent was going to try to do
You
on
can
their
shut it down.
secondary, you immediately shut down their combo, and then they're like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's if you've never been in this situation yet, Brian,
Yeah.
but that is the worst feeling when your opponent goes first and then you try to do something
Now, if
and
I go
it
first,
breaks
you're
you.
fucked. My
Yeah.
deck was built on like first turns.
Damn.
Yeah, if Tay, because I played in the graveyard. So when Tay was playing Mask Heroes, he had a card called Dark Law.
Yeah.
So when Dark Law is on the field, anything that I put in the graveyard was banished.
Yeah.
So if he went first, had that card out already,
You were fucked.
I could not do my combo because it required one card to be played, sent to the graveyard,
They come back.
and then I play another card, and it pops them back onto the field. So then I can have
But
two
if you sent
cards.
to the graveyard with that card out, it was just
It's
banished
gone,
instead.
and then now I can't play the game.
Like I was doing.
Dude, it was the beyond frustrating.
Yeah, but I was doing when Devin came back to AI for a bit, and he thought he was in the synchro still. I was still playing I was playing Mask Heroes at the time. I shut his shit down hard. He's like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, and then you just sit there. You literally sit there with a handful of cards. Like,
I'm like,
I can't
GG.
do anything.
just fucking wailing
Yeah, I
on him.
destroyed the fuck out of him.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
See,
that's
those
my
are the kind of
best
fun
deck.
interactions that I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like, because now
And
like,
then- but-
that motivates me to find a card that fucks up your combo.
See,
and this is how it gets competitive between friends. It's like you're like,
exactly.
"Oh,
That's
you
a
put the Star
fucking
Eater,
exactly what you mean. Yes. When you get beat so bad like that, you go home and you're like, I'm going to.
I gotta rethink about
you
everything.
start looking at your wallet different. You're like, I'm sorry, little buddy. We gotta win.
Yeah, I mean Jordan posts his fucking clear wing archetype. Like,
Yeah. Did you get
Very
some Dark
fucking
Winds
good.
as a response?
yes,
Clear
I already
Wing?
did though, but it ain't come yet.
What are the Dark Winds? Are they like
That's
the
actually-
anti-clear wings?
If you could, well, you don't have Legacy of the Duelist anymore.
No, I mean,
But
I
it-
can get it again.
But that's a good deck.
Yeah.
I've played against them, and I'm like, and I've even had the consideration. I'm like, man, I should make a Blackwing deck.
Yeah.
These cards fuck.
How fucking crazy is your dragon? Is the counterpart of my fucking dragon.
Every day. I don't.
love
Why
that
am
you
I?
got-
I'm not even surprised that fate.
Yeah.
It's just our fate at this
I love that you
point.
got the white dragons.
have the
and Tate's got the black
black
dragons.
Come on, dude. They should be here. What? I got one.
Me and
more.
Tay is in this. We're in No Way Home constantly.
You're Yugi and Kaiba. Fucking
Yo,
constantly
you like
fighting
blue
each
eyes. I
other.
like dark magician.
Yeah.
You did that before.
Dark Magician fucks.
Dude, you do not. If I ever got the courage to buy a bingo machine,
Yeah.
y'all don't want to play that fucking Blue Eyes
Bingo
deck.
machine.
I do have a deck that is like, once I have it out, like there's no getting rid of it.
Oh, is that the deck that you played on Legacy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I would crush you in one turn.
Blue eyes when he got support, he was fucking meta tier. Like
Yeah, I remember Blue Eyes being like the big dick
yeah,
a couple times.
Yeah, he was like blue eyes was fucking unstoppable for. a
That
minute.
Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is like,
Yeah,
once it's on the field, it's hard to get rid of it.
because and isn't it like a 4500?
It's a 4,000 beat stick. If it attacks
He
a
does piercing
defense-
damage, right?
it has a special effect where if it attacks a defense monster, it does double damage.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck you.
So if you so here's a combo. So this is what you do. So you play Chaos Max, right? And then your opponent, if you have a card that's face up, you play what is it? Dark. What? It's not.
I know it just switches them to defense mode, right?
What is the? It is Swords Revealing Light, but it's
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
Revealing Light swords.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
yellow swords.
They would put all your opponent monsters in defense, and then you literally hit them
Just
for
one hit.
8,000.
Yeah, that's
and
a
they die.
fucking- That's bullshit.
That card is insane. And then that card is also unaffected by not monster cards, but card effects in
Yeah.
general. So there's no trap or there's nothing that
I was gonna give it to you. No, you good. I was gonna put a page up for you. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I already had it. But yeah, you just can't get rid of it.
Yeah,
So it's just like
it's just there.
once it's there, it's there. And you can only beat it by just being in a one-on-one
like fight.
fight, yeah, with
Yeah.
a bigger power stick.
I I got a deck to build. Cyber Dragons. I used to run Cyber Dragons.
I have a Cyber Dragon structure deck that I've been wanting to try because it was like my first time jumping into the new Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mhm.
Seems fun. The Cyber Dragon cards are pretty fucking.
Speaking
good.
of like doing like Legacy of the Duels and like playing online, you know what? We never brought up Master Duels.
no,
that's okay.
I'm so excited for Master Duels.
Yeah, but we can kind of do another episode on that
Yeah.
once we know a release date and everything.
'Cause
Yeah,
there's
what's
not-
going
there's
on
not-
with that? What?
Well, it released in Japan on fall. It's releasing at some point in the next couple of months in Japan, but I don't know
For
what
the
the
US.
release window is on the Western market.
I love how they're making this more like a more streamlined,
So
modern look of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I like it because for me, it's gonna help me learn because that's how I learned how to play Magic. I learned to play Magic using one of the online games. because I didn't understand the rules because it was so overwhelming.
Yeah, what
So,
also makes
like-
it super nice is like you really learn how the cards work because you can't like you can't do a misplay.
Yeah, like you can, but you won't chain things incorrectly, or you
Right.
won't do anything like that. So,
Stack,
like,
you won't stack it wrong or anything like
Yeah.
that. so you
which
can-
is really fun for me because I'm really excited for it. But we don't know enough about it. We just know a little bit about like the UI and like a little bit
No,
what it's gonna
I know
look like.
exactly what it is. It's the response to Magic Arena.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that's
it's
what I
gonna be
think
the
it
same
is.
format, but we don't know a lot about it. I mean, like we don't know the release date. We don't know
Oh yeah, that's,
what sets are gonna be on it,
I
like stuff
think-
like that.
From what I was reading, when it's coming up, people saying it's more like a response to YuGiOh Pro. That's more.
Well, yeah,
Really
it's
better.
all of those. Like they just want to put Yu-Gi-Oh online. That's for competitive play.
Yeah, it's
stuff like that.
taken more seriously.
And with the pandemic and everything going on, it's really probably going to do well too, because they're probably going to do a lot of like
Online
tournaments like
yeah.
just through this.
Never
Because
thought about
Arena,
that. Yeah.
Magic Arena, that's what they do now. Is like they do a lot of just online Magic
Yeah.
because you can't cheat or anything.
Yeah, no, it's
Really,
pretty
what the only thing
self-controlled.
that differs is like how you shuffle your deck. The game is shuffling this deck for you.
Yeah,
So it's airtight.
right.
My
Um,
only grip with that though, I'm so spoiled by YuGiOh Pro.
Oh, just being able to put
put
whatever
any
cards
card
you want in there.
Yeah.
Well, that's essentially like right now, or you could just print out a card and make a proxy card if you wanted to do that.
I would love the ability to be able to like have all the like the entire database of cards unlocked in like a trading mode, so you can like build and practice,
That's
and then like
not. I don't know.
grind for that card later on. Like it's like, oh, I know that I want to build this archetype. Let me just build this deck, play around with it, because that's what Yu-Gi-Oh Pro people use Yu-Gi-Oh Pro for. It's like,
Yeah.
No, yeah, Pro is just everything's in data, but you just pick what card you want.
yeah.
And just if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
Take
Doesn't go in
nothing
it. Yeah, I love
I
that.
wish it could build like a really nice, airtight, like nice looking, free game.
But that's
where
the
they
thing.
could
It's
do-
like it's the UI that makes it so attractive.
yeah,
yeah,
it's,
that's what it is for me
yeah.
too.
It's the UI because Yu-Gi-Oh Pro sucks.
Like the Yu-Gi-Oh
visually.
past Yu-Gi-Oh games feel like anime games.
Yeah.
This one feels like a legit card game. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's like it feels more like Magic. How Magic doesn't do all that stupid, cool looking shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like
it's
fucking-
subtle. They do cool stuff, but it's very subtle and it's not
Yeah.
annoying. And that's why I'm so excited for Master Duels, because that's what it seems like.
Mhm.
Because it actually is played identical to Arena.
like a mature card game.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that shit.
The only time it does effects is like the last card.
And
that you
the
take in.
animations aren't flashy, just like they just kind of rig the character art.
Yeah, which is exactly what they needed to do. Like they don't need, because that's what I wanted. I wanted like a little figure floating like in the anime.
Yeah.
But so now they just make the card art float and move around a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that works. I'm
totally
happy with
fine.
that.
Back then,
Simple.
it used to be certain cards like Ace Monsters. Like
Yeah.
Blue Eyes
Yeah.
would animate. On
Uh,
PSP games, Blue Eyes had his own fucking animation.
Dawn of the
animation was way
Duelists
too long. in
used to
some
do
of them.
that.
Yeah.
With like if you had Dark Magician or Blue Eyes, they would have an actual like rigged model out on the field. But yeah, speaking of like Yu-Gi-Oh games and stuff, when are we gonna get like a Yu-Gi-Oh VR?
Speaking of
Dude.
VR,
Yeah. So before we go into the PSVR2, I think it's gonna be like at least 10 years before we get a Yu-Gi-Oh VR. At least 10 more years. We're gonna be 40. You're gonna have kids. I'm gonna have 10 cats, and then that's when we're gonna get Yu-Gi-Oh VR. I know it. I fucking know it, because the technology for VR is still so expensive that it's not cost effective for them to invest in it.
But I don't think they spend that much money on these games anyway. These games are always low budget.
No,
Oh,
but
VR?
to make a Yu-Gi-Oh VR game, you need to like take on the hardware. You need to like
Yeah,
get people to
true.
buy into the hardware, get people to buy into the licensing of the game. It's not gonna happen for like another 10 or 15 years. But it's right. It's just right fucking
Yeah,
there.
I
It makes
know.
me want to learn how to develop games just to do it myself. Anyway, so PSVR2.
So PlayStation.
So it's just like, huh? Spacing out. Were you just imagining like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh VR would look like?
So the other day, PlayStation finally announced their PSVR2.
I actually missed this. I woke up the next day.
Yeah. I actually sent you guys the picture and everything.
Yeah.
I actually, it's funny. I caught this on a Japanese website before I caught it on anything else.
Jamatsu.
Yeah.
I love that website.
Yeah.
That's
They reported on it, and I was trying to translate. I'm like, I can't read this, but I was like, oh, PSVR2, it's coming out, and it was at what was it, CS something?
Oh, they did that.
They were doing that.
CSEN?
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a conference for PSVR, and that's where they announced it. But long-awaited PlayStation PSVR 2 is got announced. We have no release date or anything like that, but we do have some specs for it.
Give me this year.
So we're gonna have high fidelity. They're gonna do a 4K HDR 110 degrees field of view, which is really awesome.
What is the average human like field of view? Do we know?
360.
Did it mean like this way?
It goes like this, like
Yeah.
it's through the corner of your eye. So you'll you know how you have a vision right here. When you look, you kind of like will always be the camera will always be in the corner of your eye, which is
Is it me looking straight and see that way?
I know some
No,
VR goggles.
It's about 135 degrees. So if you got 180 degrees field of view, that means that you're gonna be totally immersed within the VR world.
180.
Yeah.
So 110 is gonna be like to here then.
Yeah, like so 135 is kind of like we can see here,
Mm.
kind of like right there. 180 goes like all the way.
There's no
half a
camera,
circle.
so we have to.
That's right.
But
But there's it goes like
not
180
beyond.
goes literally like half of your head.
Okay.
So that means that your eyes are always going to be seeing a picture from the VR.
I know
headset.
some people can look off their goggles right now. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people's goggles, they don't. You can kind of like look to your heart, like all the way to the right, and you'll be seeing out of your
Yeah.
like not in the screen, but in off your goggle.
Mhm. So that's actually pretty fun because the immersion for that will be crazy.
So 4K, which is amazing. HDR. They're gonna be using an OLED display, so it's gonna look very
Nice.
smooth. And then the display resolution will be 2000 by 240 per eye.
2000 by 240.
Oh, per eye, and with smooth frame rates, which 90 to 120 hertz rate, which is going to be.
First of all, this is really funny to me because you reacting the way that you are implies that you haven't read the full specs on the article and we're doing it live, and it's really funny to me.
You didn't read it yet?
Well, I didn't know they were going to do it. I knew the HDR, but I didn't know it was going to be a 120 hertz rate.
120.
That's
refresh rate
very
is
exciting.
Very good. Very good. Is it going to be native 120 or software 120?
No, it's native. Like,
Native?
just straight up.
Nice.
I don't know what FOVAtive is.
You talking about?
It's a FOVEAT.
FOV is field of view.
We see that.
It's right here.
I'm looking at the screen.
Right there. It's this. They. I remember in the presentation they said that. I didn't know what the fuck it was. So yeah, it's gonna look tight.
It's gonna look very nice.
Very nice. Headset-based controller tracking. So they're gonna use the new. So with inside of the inside out tracking, PSVR tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded into the VR headset.
Mhm.
So pretty much standard
VR stuff.
VR.
So
They're gonna have
are you gonna
cameras.
need a PlayStation camera, PlayStation 5 camera.
No.
You never needed to.
Yeah, you did for PSVR.
I don't think you did.
I think
had
there
to.
was a there was a camera. I don't think it was necessary, but I think you could use one. And
For
Well, no, because for the PSVR, the original PSVR had 5 lights on the outside, and the PS camera would track that. That's how you would get your position.
oh really?
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing it when I used it. I don't remember seeing that camera up there. I probably paid attention to it.
probably. Yeah, I used to have the original PSVR,
Yeah.
and it fucked. But the problem was like
the tracking of it.
the tracking of it was not totally accurate all of the time, and then the field of view on the goggles was like not amazing.
So
all of the
before
time.
you continues, the PSVR2 is gonna make it more simpler for people because the common criticism of PSVR is like just too much cores and shit,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
want to make it simple as possible.
I'm guessing they went the Oculus Quest route, where like it's just like standalone headset tracking like that. You don't need any extra shit.
Yeah. I know it's gonna do a single cord, which is gonna be really cool.
It turned
Nice.
people off though. Actually, they don't like that. They don't want a cord.
Ah,
They don't want any cords. You gotta
No,
have one
apparently.
cord at least.
Yeah.
So your movements and then the directions you look at are going to be reflected in game without needing of an external camera.
okay. There we
So
go.
no new camera, and it's also going to. So if you look down, your camera in your headset will actually go down with it.
Yeah, it's probably got a gyroscope.
So they're going to have eye tracking, which is really neat
That is legitimately really awesome, and
Yeah.
that is going to bring the
for a
cost down.
console like VR too.
Yeah. and that's going to bring the cost down because half of the cost of the original VR headset, or at least like 25% of the cost of the original VR headset, was the fact that you needed to get the camera.
yeah.
Yeah, so interesting.
So they're going to have a new sensory feature.
So I can't
fuck
wait for
does
it. It's
that
the one
mean?
I'm excited
Yeah,
for.
so they introducing the new PSVR2 Sense technology combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the new innovative PSVR2 Sense controller to create incredible depths of field of immersion. which meaning so the new Sense controller or a Sense DualShock or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the VR controller is called the Sense controller, I think.
The VR, but what's a PS5 controller? DualSense.
Yeah.
So the DualSense, they're translating that technology into the headset controllers. So that's really cool because those things bang.
Do we know what this looks like yet? Do we know? Like...
They showed a black image, not lit up, but vaguely it looks like. From what I could tell, what they showed on screen, it did kind of look like this, regular controllers.
The Patnets had like a very smaller version of the current one. It looks like a slimmer down, not as bulky.
Probably a little bit more form fitting to your fingers and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm really curious what the controllers are going to look like.
And I think it made it more comfortable for people to wear glasses too.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because the controllers for the original PSVR was my least favorite part.
Yeah,
they were just like not incredibly well designed.
But I was playing with the DualShock. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I was playing the DualShock when I tried it at the fucking place.
Yeah.
So and then the headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies the sensation of in-game actions from players. I think they talked about this, that it's going to give it, the headset's actually going to have like little like
see, this is a YuGiOh
passive
yeah, right here.
So the headset will actually have like senses in it, so it can actually shake and probably stuff
like little motors.
So hypothetically, you're playing Battlefield, you get shot. You probably feel like some fucking weird shit.
You could probably feel like some type of motion on your head or some kind of.
That's pretty crazy.
I think I remember him saying that it creates a single built-in motor and vibrations that add an integrative tactical element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. For example, gamers can feel a character's elevated pulse during tense moments.
Nice.
The rush of objects passing close to the character's head, or the thrust of a vehicle as the character speeds forward.
That's pretty cool.
So you'll be able to feel like probably a pulsation. If your character is like nervous, you'll probably be able to feel like the throbbing. If you crash your car in Forza or something, or not Forza, but Midnight Club or whatever the hell,
you'll probably feel that.
You'll probably feel like a little like
vibration.
Like that.
That is insanely cool.
I was just thinking of like, fuck. I know they won't because it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But pitch to Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
And VR, I would be
Are you
fucking
kidding me? VR?
Especially if you get, dude, the setups that I've seen for VR, if like at some point consoles get that that treadmill that PC users have to play shooters.
Yeah.
Over.
I don't think a lot of PC users use it. I think it's like a very high.
It's a very niche. It's a very niche item, but I've seen a lot of like VR streamers or like have a lot of followers for that kind of stuff.
It's just going to be like have to be integrated. Like a lot of this stuff is just whenever they start putting all this stuff in a Walmart and it's very like accessible. That's when these games, the AAA games and stuff, is going to actually start banging off. Right now, it's still in a weird niche thing, but hopefully with this PSVR2 coming out, people are going to be able to get it.
Do we have a price point on that?
No, but it's going to be $400, $500.
Hang on, I want to get to the end of this. So also the headset's going to come with 3D audio, which is going to make surroundings come alive, adding a new level of immersion.
Are we doing headphones or is it speakers?
I think it's going to be like kind of like we don't exactly know what it looks like yet, but I'm going to assume that it's a kind of like the PSVR1 where it was like the little flaps that probably come in. You could just wear headphones if you wanted to, probably though, if you wanted to do it like that. And then lastly, it's going to have eye tracking, which kind of cover that. But it's going to VR2 is going to detect the motion of the eyes for a simple look and specific directions, creating an additional input for the game character. This allows players to interact more individually in new and lifelike ways, falling for a heightened emotional response and enhanced experience that provides a new level of realism in the gaming.
Fuck yeah. I love how Sony's going for immersion for this generation. Just overall better experience.
I mean, Sony undoubtedly owns the market right now.
Yeah.
Right?
With Nintendo.
Like, they're exactly... Well, Nintendo is never competing, in my opinion.
No, they're not. They don't...
Yeah, they have their own situation, and they like staying there. But I feel like Xbox is really fucking up.
They're all doing their own three things, in a way.
Well, the Xbox is looking more as like a service. But like in terms of like innovating what's going on with the hardware, Xbox is just not really doing it. And I
Yeah,
feel like PS5 is gonna be where it's at.
Where is why does the Xbox not have a response to VR yet?
They don't need
Dude, they had fucking what was it Glass? What was that shit called?
HoloLens.
Yeah.
But that's
that was
not a
Microsoft.
VR thing. That was
That's
that
an
was an
ADR.
office productivity thing.
But they
Yeah.
they could have did this way.
Yeah.
But they're a software company, not a hardware company though. So
That's
so weird.
that's really what I like.
Mm.
I want some AR hardware. I feel like that's really cool and really accessible.
Would you want VR Yu-Gi-Oh or would you want AR Yu-Gi-Oh?
I want AR. Yeah.
I want AR. I want to see Dark Magician hanging out in my living room.
Yeah.
Man.
I think that's more probably. You could probably do that more than
That's like 30 years down the road.
like it
Yeah.
just you know how like they have like the Google thing, the Google like
The
VR
Google
thing,
Glass,
like where
yeah.
you just take your phone and then put it in the headset.
Yeah.
They could do an AR version of that where
Via Bluetooth.
yeah, you just turn on your phone camera. This headset just the lenses just go into a VR mode for the and then it just does AR.
Go to
Yeah.
the park, middle of nowhere.
They could easily
just
do that.
screaming at each
Dude,
other.
I want to make that into a short film. I want to film a little like 10-turn duel, and then just make it into a little short film. And I know that that's so much modeling.
Dude, they
and
could
processing
actually
work.
do like also they could do like you could actually buy probably a dual disc and then the glasses could like
Don't
just
even,
display.
Don't even get me fucking started on the goddamn duel. We have the technology. We have it.
This is like a common rant for us.
It's there.
Back to VR though.
Yeah.
Back to VR, yeah.
Yeah.
So just to regurgitate some of the specifications of the PSVR that we know so far. So display method's going to be an OLED screen.
Dude, the fact that it's an OLED is insane.
Yeah, I know, right? That's great. Like OLED is really top tier.
I think
Yeah.
my Vita was OLED. think so.
The Vita had an OLED screen, had an early iteration of the OLED, yeah.
Panel resolution per eye, we're talking 2000 by 240.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Given given the field of view, the vertical field of view doesn't really matter. So 240 pixels,
Yeah, per eye.
per eye. That's pretty standard. But the fact that it's 2,000 pixels wide, I mean, we're getting to 4K resolutions horizontally.
Never had Try VR, have you?
No, not yet. Which I'm hoping this is going to be my first
made
go
me-
around at it.
I've been nauseous when I first did it.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
that's
it
that's
makes
the
you
one thing I'm
fucking
worried about is
sick.
I'm worried to get about the motion sickness.
You get
for it.
used to it. You
Yeah.
just have to do it like 10-minute bursts at a time, and then you end up getting used to it. I got to the point where I could stay in
Tolerate it.
VR for an hour.
Yeah.
But I tried playing Skyrim in VR, the
Yeah.
PSVR version of it. Fucking made me so barfy.
Yeah, I was at Planet Fitness. Not Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness. I was
Planet
second-
Fitness on VR.
Second Charles when I tried it.
Yeah.
And I played for a good hour, but I had to stay there for 30 extra minutes.
Yeah,
because
just to,
I
like,
was like
press
fucked
it.
up in the head.
But the thing that happens is that you have sensors in your head, like biological ones, that dictate when your head moves. And so like it doesn't fuck you up because your body's compensating for it. But in VR,
It's like
if your character in VR has independent head movement, where like the screen bops but your head doesn't, recipe for, because your body thinks that it should be moving up and down, and it makes you barf.
dude, you should try because it's like when I'm thinking about it, you actually are in that world. It's not
Really?
just you looking at it.
It's like
You're-
very, very immersive.
yeah, you in that world.
Huh.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm
I
surprised
played
I don't
a-
have anywhere to try it anywhere.
The first VR game that I played was called the robot shooter. I was at Best Buy. It was just like it's an Oculus game,
Okay.
but I was at Best Buy and like you just had two handguns and you were just shooting fucking robots. That was a blast. That was so much fun.
I played Farpoint and the shooting game where it's like these red characters in this white space shooting. You can,
Oh,
like,
super
literally-
hot.
Yeah, you can like
Yeah.
dodge bullets and shit like that.
It's
And it's like you
awesome.
can actually see it on your face.
Oh, I love Super Hot.
Yeah.
Um,
hot.
Oh, dude, Adriana could
I
not
hate that.
stand because
Dude,
every
that
time
time
you
gives me
die,
anxiety.
yeah.
I get
Okay,
it.
just
So yeah, go on.
Yeah, let me
Two-
just speed run
240?
through this. So panel refresh rate. So we're getting either 90 hertz to 128 hertz.
Okay. I wonder why the range.
It might
be
might
based on
dip.
performance or something.
Yeah, it probably depending on a game. So you're at least getting 90 hertz.
That's pretty good.
Limb separation would be adjustable, so up and down if you got one wonky eye, higher than lower. Field
awesome.
of view is going to be approximately 110 degrees.
110?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sensors, motion sensors, 6-axis motion sensing system on a 3-axis gyroscope, 3-axis no one knows what the fuck that means. Attachment
So
sensor,
the gyroscope.
They're gonna have a 3-axis gyroscope.
Yeah, that's just the same shit that's on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attachment sensors is an IR approximator sensor.
Nice. Infrared.
Camera. We're gonna have 4 cameras, 4 headsets, or 4 cameras. So 4 cameras attached to the headset, 4 a headset and controller tracking, and a camera and a tracking IR camera for eye tracking per eye.
Okay.
So you're gonna have 2 different trackers for each of your eyes. So if your eyes do go up,
little
down like
wonky.
that, like a lizard, it will be able to track that.
So, but it's interesting because it's tracking the environment around it with the 4 cameras attached to the headset.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have 2 different sensors inside of the
Inside
headset
of the
to
headset for your
track
eyes.
your eyes. Feedback, vibration on headset. So that's actually a new thing, right?
That's entirely new.
Yeah,
that
so
hasn't
that's gonna be
existed yet.
really cool. Can't wait to get punched by Mike Tyson for real.
Like you're playing fucking Punch Out on PSVR.
It's going to be compatible with your PS5 with a USB Type C, so fast recharging.
That's what everyone's wondering. What's this thing here for? What's that?
Yeah.
And then audio is going to be a input, built-in microphone, output, stereo headphone jack. So you can.
You can plug in your own headphones.
I'm going to assume it's a 3.5
Yeah,
jack.
3.5 millimeter.
So you can plug in like basic headphones into this
Yeah,
thing.
that's awesome.
And then that's pretty much for the specifications of this thing.
Nice.
That sounds fantastic, but
And this is the pitfall for the PSVR.
yeah,
Like this is
games.
where it needs to.
So there
really-
is a new game coming out for this game that was tailor-made for this
Mm-hmm.
PSVR, and it's going to be Horizon Call of the Mountains from Gorilla and Fire Sprite.
Yeah, so
Is this Horizon Zero Dawn situation?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is going to be a Horizon game just for this VR.
I reported the Fire Sprite acquisition a few months ago. I thought they were gonna make it like a shooting game or something, but
That's
it's
what I thought.
actually I think they're ex Call of Duty devs or some shit.
That's awesome.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. But
Which Call of Duty?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's been like
But
700.
Fire Sprite, I think they're like a VR people, right?
Well, no, at the time we didn't know.
Oh, but they're probably working on VR titles now.
Yeah, assuming because they did this, they worked on this entire time. Because
Yeah.
people were expecting that Sony's gonna get a new multiplayer shooter.
Mhm.
It wasn't that. It was
That was the
the
Horizon.
Horizon thing.
So this is going to be like the launch title
Yeah.
for this. So we don't have a release date or anything like that yet. We
it'll
don't
be-
have a price point, but we're here to speculate for you guys.
That's
I think it's this fall.
my biggest thing, or my biggest gripe with it is that the hardware sounds phenomenal.
It does.
And the hardware is going to make VR really accessible for other people, given that we don't have another shortage. But are they going to develop for this thing?
That's the thing.
You know, because like it's fine if you're going to make a hardware, but if you're going to make the hardware, you should really invest in some first party studios to make content to fill out that hardware.
When it comes to PlayStation and Sony, when
Mm-hmm.
something doesn't do well,
Yeah.
they'll let the shit go quick as fuck.
Oh yeah. PS Vita is like a perfect example of that.
Example, yeah. Or PSP Go and all that shit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I say that again, the original PSV are sold pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact to make the second one at least. It had decent games, but I want more AAA quality. Like I want a legit game, not a tech
Yeah.
demo or
Or like an
grinding on rails.
independent game, like a Super Hot or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't want that. No disrespect to those games.
Yeah.
I want like this the story to this fucking game. It just so happened to be in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what I want. And I'm tired of kind of like the. So this is a thing where it gets really kind of tedious, but like when you're developing for VR, I want you to develop for VR. I don't want you to develop a VR version and a non-VR
Yeah,
version.
that's exactly.
I want you to like
Built from the ground up.
if your studio is working on a VR game, make those decisions exclusively for VR.
I agree.
Because that changes the design philosophy of the entire
it
game.
does. Yeah.
And so that's part of the problem. Like some people are like so terrified of excluding a portion of the market that they will make a shitty product for both platforms in order to accommodate them. And I think that that's a big problem. I think if you're making a VR game, focus on your VR game, make it a VR exclusive.
I think the problem is because they want to get their money back somehow, and not everyone has this device.
But I
Yeah.
feel like if you make it VR exclusive, you are going to
Encourage people to get
encourage
it.
people to go get it.
I agree with that too.
And if the library is there, you know, like if by launch we have like 5 good VR titles within 6 months of launch, you're probably going to sell enough to make your R&D budget back.
And with that, I don't want them just to stop there. Keep
Yeah.
making games like that. Don't
Yeah.
stop at launch. And no, I want, like I said, but the effort Sony's put into their first party games are fantastic.
Yeah.
Put the same energy to the VR.
Rep. I
And
totally agree.
People will buy it.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually going to buy this. I need a VR device myself.
We're at the time where VR devices
Yeah.
are kind of like a thing that before they were a cool thing that I
Yeah.
could have experienced, but now I want to
want
experience them.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just experience it once. I want to be part of that thing too.
Yeah.
Jordan was on Twitter, he was running the pricing. He says it's going to be 400, which I think that's being generous. Maybe. That'd be great.
It's gonna be, in my opinion, it's gonna be, well, it's not gonna be quite as expensive as the PS5.
I don't know.
Well, all the sensors and all the extra bullshit in it might drive up the price. But I feel like it's one of those things where, like, if you make this the same price as your PS5, people are not gonna buy it.
No, honestly, that's what I'm going to disagree with.
Yeah.
People brought the PS5, and it's so, like, fucking hotcakes.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not because of the price point of the PS5 is high. It's because this is an attachment to the PS5.
True. You're right.
And I feel like if I'm buying an attachment, I don't want to pay the same money
Price.
as my console.
And you got to show the support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what it needs. It just needs
support.
support from, like, third-party support is fine, but I
Mhm.
want to see first-party
Party.
support from Sony.
Like, I know it's going to be a good device, but
Yeah.
again, you got to make people, like, want this thing.
Yeah.
I want it simply because I want to experience VR.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to play good games too, instead of just, again, glorified tech demos and
See,
shit.
they're gonna have to really put in like some first party. Like, I think if they put in some game, I think if any developer, well, how about like Alex 3, like that did really well. I think that's the energy we really need. They need to build up a really strong library
Yeah.
I
of
just thought of
games
something.
to be like, I want to get this because of this
Yeah.
library.
You think, I'm probably just jumping random, but The Last of Us 2 factions,
The
Mhm.
multiplayer?
yeah, it's going to be a VR
No,
integrated.
I don't
No.
think so.
Because they've been working on this very long.
I think they
It
need.
could.
Yeah.
They could put it on VR, I guess.
Because this VR is coming out this fall. I know for a fact.
Yeah. It's
It'll,
going to be ready for the holiday season.
Yeah.
I hope that they're planning on resolving the shortage for the holiday season so that they can bundle the PSVR with
That's
the
gonna be
PS5.
like-
Now that would be a good,
Yeah.
yeah, a bundle package would be great.
That's how we
Mhm.
always imagined VR. Remember that rumor like a year or two ago where people always assumed they're going to bundle VR with
Yeah. The PS5?
PS5, but never did it.
No.
They will eventually. But
Well, I speculated on that when they were having like when they're gonna like they were releasing when we were trying to figure out what was gonna be like the PS5 and everything.
Yeah.
I speculated that like we were gonna just automatically get VR because if you have to buy the console and it comes with VR, might as well like have it and use it and stuff. You just need to get them. You need to get the VR in the homes. Like that's the hard thing. It's a hard price point for people to just casually get into it, and then you need but this is the thing. Like you need people to buy into it first,
Mhm.
and then once it has that established audience of like this many people have VR right now,
Develop for it.
now you can start developing games.
I actually, if I was, I'm not a businessman, but if I was in charge of this shit to make sure that the PSVR sell, like I would just start developing prior to release and have like a good 5-6 game library at launch.
yeah, like full-fledged games.
Full-fledged games.
Well, they probably have had this like going in the works for a while where we're like, okay, we need to start.
They've been developed.
But I guess they don't want to put too many like eggs in their basket with like we don't want to develop too many games and then this does awful and then we just
See,
out
I
like
would get at
20
least 3
million.
studios to develop a full-fledged AAA game for the PSVR.
Well, here's the thing though. Sony has been acquiring other studios these past
But
couple
none
months.
of them particularly in the VR space though.
Far Sprite.
Apart from Fire Sprite.
Because Sony has a team now for developing PC ports.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the studio name. It's a smaller studio. They got a studio which is they did the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
Blue Point. That's simply for porting
Blue
past
Point,
games.
they did what?
They did Demon Souls.
Okay.
So Blue Point was a studio that did remakes
Got you.
of classic games, and Sony like got them.
Got you.
And then it associated with PlayStation. So Sony said, "You know what? Just come with us."
Right.
I think Sony's been more smarter with how they're managing games this generation.
Yeah.
Instead of just worrying about Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog.
They just bought 'em.
Yeah. They just brought other smaller studios for them to do shit,
Yeah,
so they can release other games while also creating other games as well.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so we may see more VR games compared
hope
to
so.
me too, because I want to buy it. I am going to buy it, but I don't want to have this like regret in my head. Like,
That you don't want to get buyer's remorse from it.
yeah, I want to like.
See, the issue is like, there's no AAA game out yet.
Apparently,
For
the
it.
first one was the Half-Life game that came out on Oculus.
Half-Life Alyx came
people
out on
praised
the,
the
for
shit out of
the
that
Valve
game.
Index. I think it was on Oculus too, right?
Yeah,
Was that
Um,
what would you guys consider that a AAA
yeah.
game?
People did.
Oh, that's absolutely a triple
people
A
said
game.
it started in story and all that shit. It
Really?
was a legit game. It just
Yeah.
we need more of those.
And but that game existed specifically for the Valve Index environment.
Mm.
But it did what it did. I mean, Valve Index.
Well,
sold
see
a
right
bunch
there,
of
they
units.
made a AAA game for their like VR.
Yeah,
So that's just
why-
the energy we need.
but the thing is, though, is no offense to that, but it's not PlayStation. If PlayStation do it, everyone will start doing it.
Yeah, and also
Uh,
Steam Valve Index is 3 times the price point of like a PS5.
Yeah, it's like what
So it's like
3,500.
1,300.
heard
Yeah,
of this.
because the controllers are very specifically hand tracky controllers. So like they track every one of your finger positions, and it's like a very expensive setup, and you need infrared camera set up in your play space.
and not so accessible for
it's
everybody.
not nearly as
You
accessible
really
as
have to be
PSVR.
That's
like
the
an
thing, though.
adopter.
They have the accessibility. They have the branding. They just need to make games for it.
Yeah.
People fucking buy it, and like the pricing, I'm not even arguing with pricing. It's
No,
gonna
I
be
feel
a-
like I would pay $600 for this if I knew that the support
yeah,
was going to be there.
yeah.
But not knowing whether or not that support is going to be there drives my willingness to buy it at like 400.
I'm expecting it to be high. And
Yeah.
I don't think it would be like 600.
No, it's
Like,
not.
you can't make it more than a PS5.
Yeah, at the PS3 shit, Sony's scared of 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
everything
that's
going
right, because
forward,
they got a lot of
they-
flash.
They ain't shit from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything forward is gonna be $500.
No.
Yeah,
500. They could just go like 475. But with everything on this thing, it could be pretty expensive.
Anyway,
But
I
this,
think,
this is all speculation.
yeah, I'm really excited to hear more news about it. I feel like they got a good thing going. The hardware sounds good. The technology for the PS5 controller is my favorite controller.
me too.
So I want to see what they
Slaps.
do
Putting that same technology into a
into a VR.
yeah, because that controller is already really immersive.
Yeah.
So with a VR controller and it being that immersive, that's gonna be really something.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping forward to it, and I hope that we get VR exclusive shooters, VR exclusive RPGs like Skyrim or shit like that.
And multiplayer too. I want to
Yeah.
see like
VR multiplayer. would
Yeah.
go.
I really
Yeah,
at
that exists on
time,
PC and it's really fun.
I wanted Cyberpunk to be VR.
Cyberpunk in
support.
VR would be fucking cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I know people hate them, but thank God for PS State of Plays now. So
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about certain shows dealing with taking half the show away from to be VR or
Yeah,
main shit. It can be separate shows.
that's a thing that we're gonna keep
You know,
kind of in mind when we start seeing more announcements for us. I feel like this is something that's like really worth covering
yeah.
through the life cycle of like until it releases. But yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy
when you
this shit.
guys think it's gonna be out.
November.
It's gonna
November.
be ready for the holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
November.
sense.
November 15th, calling it.
Yo, if this actually comes out on November 15th, I will shit a brick.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Like right in the middle of the month to give people time to, or when's Black Friday?
Our flight is November 29th, I believe.
20. It's always the
The
Friday
yeah,
to
the first, the
Thursday.
third.
Yeah.
Depends on Thanksgiving. The
Yeah.
Friday after the third is
That
Thursday.
sounds good.
Yeah.
November 15th. Maybe I could also see like October
Oh yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of,
because they announced this now, so they have
we're gonna
all
see
the way.
more in the summer.
Yeah,
For sure.
and we'll
for
see a
sure.
price point and everything, and then release no October or probably November.
Well, you got me though, cause the fucking. I want to transition that. It's not a topic though, but the Omicron shit.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't have a shortage with this. That would hurt them a lot.
Well, the thing is, like, this is it would hurt them a lot, but this
It-
is
They're still hurt.
a
because-
lesser percentage of people are going to buy the VR than are going to buy the PlayStation. So I hope that cancels out whatever technology shortage we have.
Valid.
Well, the issue is like it's also hard still to get a PS5.
Yeah.
So it's already they already know this PS5 or the VR is probably not going to sell so
Can you
hot,
believe the PS5 is gonna be 2 years? Just 2 years old this year,
and it's still hard to
it?
get. It's insane.
and
Yeah,
it still feels new.
Yeah, it does feel
Like,
new, but
yeah.
but that's because there's not a lot of. Well, it still feels new because it's hard to get, so people are still celebrating every time they get one.
Yeah.
But but also like it just they launched without too many games in the space. So now we're getting a lot of the PS5 releases. Like we got Spider-Man and God of War coming out this year. So now it's feeling like the console is
Horizon next month.
rising. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think the PS5 is going to have a longer life cycle than previous generations. It's
Because
going
of
to have
COVID.
not only because of COVID, but it's been 2 years, and now we're seeing the environment fully transition into PS5 instead of accommodating for PS4 and PS5. So
This is the fastest they ever hit, like,
yeah,
must play games. It
So-
usually takes like 3-4 years.
I'm really excited to see the PS5 last out. I feel like Xbox is going to release another console while the PS5 is still thriving.
What I was going to say is, I saw it yesterday, it's going to be another lousy E3 recording for us this year.
Yeah. Another.
Yeah.
Another bad React.
Yeah.
Do you
Anyway,
guys? I mean, do you guys like how they like separated from E3, or do you think they should have just kept it all E3?
I love that PlayStation separated from E3.
I'm surprised no one hasn't followed suit really more. 'Cause just do your own fucking thing. I know people miss it because of the hype. But
The only advantage that E3 had is that when it was physical, it was one big common location for
yeah.
press.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, it's not for us.
it's not for us. It's for press.
It's for press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just so happen to watch and get excited for it. But
Yeah.
people that work in there fucking hate E3.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no,
It's all the
developers
time.
hated it because
They
like they had to get shit out by then.
It's a super
to-
crunch time. It's awful.
It's for
the marketing teams were that was like their like Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But if people are watching shit, they hate it.
No, it's awful.
Hate it.
But I loved it because like it was that 1 week of summer where
Mm.
everything was
That's when you
hyped
know
for
it's
a whole
summer
week.
E3
You're
this
like,
year. Yeah.
and then Twitter was lit on fire with all these announcements and stuff. It was great. It's a great community thing,
Yeah.
but it sucks that it's just
It's a
one of those
ball,
things that like goes out the window.
You know what? I'm gonna end the episode on this hot take.
Okay.
I'm tired of Souls games. I'm tired of
When
them.
does that game come out?
Elden Ring comes out in
next
like
month.
like next month.
I'm
Fucking
so-
tired of it.
Not that I'm.
Yeah. I'm
I don't
sick of
know.
it, Tay. I'm sick of it.
I don't know. It
It's
just
fucking you little From Software whores.
I'm
Has
sorry to
got to
admit
chill out.
that I'm emboldened now. I'm a hater with things now.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
I hate a lot of things.
Look at you. Don't you get hyped for this fucking game?
I'm not hyped.
Good.
There you are. Dark Souls on a horse. Wow. People are going fucking crazy over this fucking
Yeah,
game.
it's like stop. It's
Shut
not.
up.
Also, Dark Souls is not that hard. Okay.
No, it's hard.
If no, it's not. That, if you just learn it, if you memorize it, it's
True.
like any fucking rogue game.
That's
Okay.
yeah, that's true. I
Alright.
get it.
Yeah.
They're not bad games.
They're not. They're great games.
They shut the fuck up about.
But yeah, stop.
Like
The
Jesus
gatekeep.
Christ.
It's just gatekeepers.
It was.
That's
It was a niche.
yeah.
Then something was it Bloodborne popularized it?
Bloodborne is good though.
Bloodborne was the transition, and then Sekiro came out, and then Sekiro was like where everybody was talking about it. It was like equally as hard, but it was like way different. Listen, my point is, I'm tired of Souls game. I don't want to talk about them anymore.
It's too many of
I
them.
love that you enjoy them. It shouldn't be a genre. Okay? Shouldn't be a genre. All right? All of these like little indie studios making little imitations
Oh,
of
like
the Souls
Mortar
game.
Shell and
Like
stuff like
Mortal
that.
Shell. Stop.
What's that shitty Dark Souls game that's always free on Xbox and PlayStation?
You talking about the Vikings one?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I
I
played,
played that shit for 10 minutes.
It's always on sale.
Yeah.
Like no one's buying this shit.
What Lords of the Fallen? I
Yeah.
believe. That's
Lords of the
that's
Fallen.
Yeah,
right.
funny.
The
It's hilarious
storage.
you know what I'm talking about.
It's a good formula. Nobody else besides From Software can do it, and I'm fucking
I
tired.
remember my friend bought that game.
Lords of the
And
Fallen?
I was like, this game. And we played 10 minutes of it. I'm like, this game's awful.
I just tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
Like Souls.
That's really it. Yeah. It's like,
Hey,
oh,
but to
it's
me, maybe I'm being ignorant as fuck, but it's just Dark Souls on horse.
it is. It's exactly what it is.
It's like
Dark Souls
more
is-
like I guess like Dark Souls is more or less like the hack and slashy. This one's more of like magey.
Well, what I was
No. But Dark Souls is not hack and slashy. It's swordy.
That's
not
hack and
hack-
slash.
that's
That's what
not
hack and slash is.
No, you do one attack sword per minute.
I consider them strategy games.
Yeah, they're just roguelikes. They're just fucking roguelikes. This Souls-like thing has me pissed off because From Software just reimagined the roguelike.
You're
That's
right.
it.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
I heard this one is from people that played it. It's actually a more accessible version of.
It looks really good.
It's easier for people.
Yeah.
They're starting to hit a common criticism,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of against, but I get it. Like if you want to be hard, be committed. Continue.
It's like, yeah, follow your vision as a game.
But I mean,
yeah.
a lot of like I'm an adult man. If I because I love the world. These games look amazing.
Demon's Souls looks fantastic, but I suck at that game.
Which Demon Souls? Yeah.
The PS5.
It,
version?
but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I just don't have time to like spend 30 minutes like
Dying.
going all the way back to where I died.
Yeah.
The one thing that's frustrating is like you don't get your health back.
You
So
hate
Demon
returning.
Souls specifically is hard, like really hard. But like I just don't have time to like keep dying and then running back to where I was, and then
Yeah,
you
it
know.
depends on personal taste,
Yeah.
basically.
Anyways, that was just a hot take of the Bryan hot take for the
Yeah, that
day.
was weird.
So I'm fucking
Maybe next episode we can go deeper into that.
fucking Twitter, man, and just like I'm so excited for
But
Elden
Twitter
Ring.
shut up about Andrew
I-
Garfield, please.
So, yeah, right? Please.
Hold on.
please.
Fucking Christ.
We're at the end of the episode. Stop
Yeah.
starting
No,
new
no,
stuff.
Stop it with Andrew Garfield. You hated the movie for a reason. It's bad.
Thank
Okay?
you.
It's
Thank
bad.
you. Fucking thank you. Good Lord. Shut the fuck up about
God
this.
damn it.
Guys, thank you so much for coming down. We do appreciate it. Guys, if you want to join the Discord, the links are going to be in the bottom. You can come in there and argue with Tay and Bryan about.
You know, we got a habit now. We're looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not even. There's nothing playing.
There's
I'm just like
nothing
I'm looking
recording.
directly
I
at
did the
it.
same thing earlier.
But yeah, join the Discord. Give us a follow if you like this episode. Give us a disfollow.
Disfollow.
Give us a disfollow.
We gained like 5 extra subs for some reason.
Yeah, I think they came from I don't know what happened. But they
Sorry
came
to put you guys in the dark this week, but
also
we'll
check out
have-
the Halo video that I made.
Yeah.
yeah, check out Bryan's Halo video. It was really good.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was working on it for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
and I
really?
was like finally had the time to like sit down and produce it.
That went quiet fast, by the way.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
It's still got a really people are just not talking about it on media, but it's
I was playing the Tenor event
super easy.
yesterday.
Yeah,
It's on my PC just sitting there.
Play it.
play it.
Yeah, that's a you
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I think it's finished downloading. It's like 2 weeks ago. You told me to download it?
Yeah,
2
Yeah.
weeks
yeah.
ago.
The last podcast that we did.
Yeah.
It's good.
Download it.
Sitting there.
Cool. All right. Yeah, you can catch us on. I'm on Twitter at Bryan Archilla, and you can catch me on Twitch at BryanBrowny. I'm streaming every Wednesday and Saturday.
You can follow me at
What are you playing?
cyber
I'm
underscore
playing Resident
calamity
Evil
on
2
Twitter.
right now.
Tay, where
Sorry.
can they follow you at?
You can follow me at Tay. Wait, is it?
I don't know why we do this because you can find all the links
Below,
like in
but
the description below. So,
Click it.
have
Yeah,
it.
click that. If they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe do it for the audio and
There, it's all, whatever. Listen, find us on Twitter and Twitch.
Yeah, if you
underscore
wanna-
Tay Infinite, cyber underscore calamity, Bryan Archilla. Go fuck yourselves. See
I
you
know
guys
for a good
later.
minute. Yeah.